That's why, like, they should, instead of killing, like, instead of espionage, nuclear threats with the war in Ukraine, Russia, figure out a way to throw some fucking sedatives in a water supply.
Dude, I really do think it's a great.
I mean, I'm
laughing because I've never heard anybody say it. It is the fucking solution.
Because if you kill Putin, you make him a martyr, right?
Yep.
But if you throw a bunch of Klonopin in his coffee and then his next speech is like, hey, man, we should just all...
What are we doing?
What are we doing? What are we doing? Weed, whatever it is. Whatever's going to do that.
I can help out with that.
Yeah.
I can help out with that.
Whatever's going to do that, we should do that.
It's got to be easier to put mushrooms in his steak or in his spaghetti than it is to kill the man.
Yeah.
Let's just get him some mushrooms.
Just get him some mushrooms, dude. Cook some mushrooms and... tonight we're having steak franch. What's the mushrooms? They put the mushrums on the steak. It's
the
like
mushroom
borscht. Yeah, throw
borscht.
And just throw some magical mushrooms in there, and then he's just give him some ayahuasca, whatever it is to chill him the fuck out.
It's a great fucking idea. The water supply is where
That's
it's at,
what we need to do.
It is.
What are you talking about in Lefty's Son?
Oh man,
is this your first YouTube special?
This is my first.
That's
special,
out
period.
right now. Go watch it on YouTube. On your channel, it's the same channel with the
our Sickler, where the honeydew is, all that.
Honeydew it's a great watch. If you haven't seen our episode, it's a great way to start.
Yeah.
But like we're talking about, it's a great watch. Comedians come on, they talk about all the horrible things they've been through, and it's a good laugh.
It's also evergreen. It's not like we're talking about topical shit. You can go listen to anyone's episode at any time, and it's relevant.
That's the best. That's why your podcast has, like, when someone says, does it have longevity? Yeah, it has longevity. My podcast is a news spoof. So it's like, if you don't catch it that week, it's like I gotta erase all the episodes and nobody would notice.
No. I'm talking about a lot of stuff. I do talk about weed and alcohol for me because one of the things...
Because one of those things is very dear to your heart.
Very. And I was scared because obviously I'm going to choose my health over any fucking thing. And I said to the doctors, I was like, I guess this is the end of smoking weed. And they were like, no. And I was like, huh? And they were like, look, the clots you have in your lungs.
It's funny you were more scared of losing weed than your life. You're like, wait a second,
no,
doc.
I wasn't more scared of losing my life.
Shoot it to me straight, doc.
What I'm saying is if they said this is the end of weed, I'd have been like, no problem. I'm choosing my life over some bullshit weed.
Little problem.
Little
Yeah, a little problem.
But what they told me was, because I'm not a big, I don't drink. I smoke weed, and every now and then I'll take some shrooms. And that is all I do. I don't fuck with pills. I've never done acid in my life. I've never done cocaine. I'm not into that shit. The Just Say No Drug campaign to me, I'm 50 now, was Len Bias. Okay?
I remember
Lenny Bias dies of crack cocaine. He's built like a Greek god, and everyone in Maryland worships this kid. He's going to the Celtics to fucking give Jordan and everybody a run, and then he fucking dies. So when we saw that, I was like, I'm not touching cocaine. If it could kill Len Bias, it could wreck this body. So
did anyone ever have a conspiracy that it could have been a rival team that spiked his coke?
I think it was Detroit, bro.
Yeah, it could have been Detroit.
I think it was Detroit.
Yeah, divisional rival, but like, you know what? We're not going to let this shift in balance and power happen. Yeah.
So they tell me not to have any tobacco. And they also said if I was a cigarette smoker, we're probably not even having this conversation. I'm dead. They tell me no tobacco, no alcohol because I'm on blood thinners now, no vapes just because they're trash and too new and don't even bother with them. And I'm like, great. I'm like, that's all I do. I said, but I do. I told them, I never lie to my doctors. I want to make sure they know what I'm like, I smoke a lot of marijuana. And they said, we know, we saw your blood because I had to take all the tests. And I said, yeah, and that was 3-4 days of not smoking weed before I got in here. And they go, yeah, we know. And they go, here's the beautiful thing. They're like, you don't smoke anywhere near enough to cause problems. And I was like, I smoke a lot. And they're like, not enough for you to cause problems. I'm like, explain to me how it's okay to, they go, look, we're not saying it's okay. We never want anyone to smoke anything, but if you're going to, it's cannabis. And they say the clots in your lungs are there, and I didn't know this, they're there until your body gets rid of them. I didn't know that. I thought the blood thinners got rid of them. They're like, nope, the blood thinners prevent new ones, and your shit's in there. It could be in there for a year. But cannabis is never going to bother your lungs. Marijuana or tobacco, vapes, all that shit will. And if you smoke that, you're going to be fucked. And I was like, done.
Right.
So I'm allowed to. That's the
So
only
you
thing I'm
can
allowed to
smoke
do.
weed?
Yeah,
So the
'cause-
smoke from weed doesn't bother your lungs? That doesn't make sense. It's smoke.
Right. And they also said that I'm telling you, I've got 4 surgeons recorded on my phone. Because they wanted to give me Xanax for the anxiety. I was like, look, man, I don't want any more fucking pills. And they said to me, if we listen to our patients, if marijuana is what helps with your anxiety, then you can smoke it. Again, 2-part message. We don't want anyone to ever smoke anything.
Right.
But if it's going to be something, then it's cannabis. Right. And then if it becomes a problem, I can just do edibles.
Right. Why don't you do that?
Because I believe it's because of the thick blood. They don't fucking get me. Right. I've taken 100 milligram shit and it's done nothing. Anything. I mean, it's gotten me a couple times for sure, but I believe it's because that goes into your blood and this shit goes to your lungs. My guess.
Now, you never get paranoid with weed, or it just takes away your anxiety?
You want to know? Yes. It does take away my anxiety.
It totally, different people react differently.
But I'll tell you when it does get me. Yeah. If I'm going through some deep, serious shit, like when I split with my daughter or my daughter's mother, I didn't smoke at all because all it would do, it helps me focus. But all I started doing was future tripping, like, oh my God, she's going to have guys come over there. They're going to fucking molest my kid. Like, it starts getting me. And I was like, nah. So I got to be in good spirits. If I'm not mentally right, I don't fuck with it because it does not serve me well.
Do you have a lot of anxiety? You a guy with a lot of anxiety?
Oh my God, yeah. I mean.
And the weed helps, you think?
Yeah. I know it helps. Yeah. I fucking know it helps. Yeah.
So it just numbs you out.
It doesn't numb me at all. Yeah. It's like it's a huge deep breath and fucking weight off my shoulders.
Yeah.
It's the thing that gets me to be right here.
Yeah.
Because I've never been a guy that, again, coke or anything. I don't want to go up.
You want to chill.
I don't want to be no, I don't want to be that. I want to be here. I don't even want to go down like pills and shit like that. Like I just want to be level. Marijuana levels me out.
Yeah, I recently even kind of gave up caffeine because I'm like, you know what? I don't need to go up. I need to chill. Mm-hmm. So
And also I'm getting older, man. I don't. Go ahead, let that. I'm not 20s. I did all that shit.
Yeah,
I did all that shit, all the fucking stuff, and I don't need it. So alcohol. So I talk about weed and alcohol. I talk about my stepson and him being 18 now, and I talk about my daughter and being a single dad and going all in at first and having absolutely no fucking clue what I'm doing. I talk about
when did you and your wife separate?
We were never married. We were engaged, but we separated when my daughter was 1.
Oh my God, yeah.
So I'm a new dad and a new single dad at the same time, and that's what I talk about. Like, what I did know, and I know you can relate to this, is I wanted to be a fucking dad. I didn't want to be a babysitter or the fucking, every other Wednesday and every other weekend or bullshit. No. Absolutely not. Yeah. You don't want to be together.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I don't get to be a dad.
Right.
So we worked it out. We get along. We figured it all out. We co-parent very well. But yeah, man, I had no fun. And I look back now on pictures in my iPhone, like shit'll pop up, and I look at this little 2-year-old, and I'm like, man, I fucking did that. I did potty training. I flew back to Maryland to visit family, and I didn't cheat. I didn't fucking just, it's easy, put a diaper on her. I made us go to the bathroom on the plane. At a filthy-ass Delaware State Fair, we went to the fucking toilet, and it worked. Yeah. My weekend was the pacifier.
Yeah.
The dentist told her, the pacifier's pushing your teeth out. And she's like, what do you mean? So I showed her a picture of The Simpsons. I go, you see how these teeth come out? That's what's happening to your teeth. And I was like, let's just go for a night without the pacifier. I can't. She was probably young. She was like 2. And I took it away from her. Fucking done.
You had to do all that.
One and done. But it was one and done. I was lucky, but I did, yeah.
Yeah. That's I don't have my wife does all that. I got to be honest. My wife's
Could I get another water, please? Sorry.
Yeah, my wife's like the starting point guard and I'm like the coach's son on the bench.
Oh, dude. Like, I thought you were going to say coming off the bench. Yeah. You're way worse. The coach's kid.
Yeah, I'm the coach's kid, man. Like, I don't got to do shit. I mean, I do all the fun stuff. I play with her outside. I talk to her. I jump around. I jump over her head. Mm-hmm. I make her laugh. I do all that stuff. But when it comes to the dirty work, like, it's mostly my wife. Like, I've done it, though. I do it on occasion. In garbage time. Like when my wife goes to the little, my wife goes to the store or whatever.
Minutes.
Yeah, I'll pull shit out of a diaper. I've done a few, you know. I've changed a lot of diapers, but not nearly as much as my wife. My wife gets up in the morning, she does all that, and she loves to do it. Thank God.
Yeah, that's
it's hard. It's
that's
a lot
all
of work.
me when she's with me 50% of the time, and then when she's with me, it is me, and it's been me since the beginning. And it's fucking diapers. We just had stomach flu the other day, and I mean, she's hanging over the toilet, and she looks at me. I go, "Don't look at me."
Yeah.
In the toilet, and she just goes blah, and it goes all over my fucking feet. And I was like, she's like, oh, "I'm sorry." I go, "It's fine, it's fine."
Yeah, because when she gets sick, you usually get sick too.
But we're also taking care of a little lady. Like I'm raising a little lady in a world that is ever changing so fast. Like I worry about sex in the sense that when I grew up, it was, you know, you saw a magazine first out in the woods. Somebody's brother left it out there. And then you maybe touched a girl's boob, and I'm talking about over the fucking sweater. And then it was under the sweater, but over the bra. Then you felt the boob. Then maybe you went to, you know, those fucking natural steps. And now you can just go to fucking fisting.com and or amputee.porn.com and see shit that you can't unfucking see.
I think
it's a world where, you know, it's getting crazier and crazier. And we've got little ladies. And also, I'm just, you know, we have to take care of a vagina. We have to take care of a vagina.
We got to guard it. We have to guard it.
I don't mean just guard it. Yeah. You have to. Well, you don't have to. Your wife does it, but I did when she was little. I had to clean her.
Out of it. Yeah,
I'm saying you got to take care of this. You got to teach her how to wipe, and I know periods are going to be coming and stuff, and you can't be uncomfortable about that shit. But I'm not. I don't really care. Like my daughter's comfortable telling me. She's already like, the neighbors got their period. Just she'll tell me that stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, and I just inside I'm just diarrhea. But I'm just all here, right here. And you know what helps with that, Yannis? My marijuana.
Marijuana helps you. So
marijuana has helped me be a better parent. It calms me down. I don't.
Right there, that clip was just clipped by fucking High Times magazine.
Marijuana's helped me be a better parent.
Comedian Ryan Sickler says marijuana helps be single dad. That could be a great advertisement for marijuana. Single dads.
Look, man, you know what my daughter says? You don't yell at me. I go, nope. I don't yell at her, but I do attribute it to that. I really do attribute it to just trying to be calm and present. Like I raise my voice, I get upset, but I don't yell. Like I'm trying to break all that cycle shit. Like all I knew was being yelled at. You know what I mean? Like I just knew volume, and I'm like, I better fucking do this. I didn't even listen to what they were saying.
You're a pretty mellow guy, though.
Yeah, until I don't need to be. Yeah,
right.
And it surprises a lot of people.
Right. Oh no. Yeah, the calmest ones are the ones you go berserk.
There's a motherfucking storm in here.
What I was gonna say is, you know, I think ironically the young kids are having less sex.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Because they're like exposed to so much, so it's not
they're eating ass, but not fucking as much.
Yeah, they don't have that like cool like they're trying to find out. You know, it's like too much. So like not having sex is almost like the forbidden thing. Because it's always, that's the thing everyone always wants, is the subversive thing. When you're young, everyone's trying to be subversive, or the other thing, that's the cool thing, not the norm.
Right.
So now the norm is like you can see sex anytime you want. So now like to be cool is like, I'm not.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
anti-establishment.
So. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's cool. You're all watching sex again. We're not.
We're the cool ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's really the anatomy of what makes it cool.
My daughter.
Yeah. It's like, hey, it's less people who do it.
But also, you have fentanyl out there now.
That's a big fear.
Listen, I've already had that conversation. I can't believe. So, unfortunately, a really good friend of mine, who I consider a brother, his daughter, she got a hot shot in Baltimore, and it killed her. And it wasn't like, I'm not trying to be funny at all, but it wasn't like a gratuitous amount of cocaine. It was just a little personal thing to go home that night after her shift or whatever and have a little for herself. And it was dirty. And I feel bad for a lot of people that they say overdose. That's not an overdose. You were murdered. You were poisoned. Overdose was fucking someone that just does so much their heart gives out. That's a fucking overdose.
Right.
You got poisoned. And so she died, and he came to see us, and, you know, I'll hug him, and he's crying, I'm crying, and we're talking about how you doing, how's everything going. And my daughter's right, you know, kids are very perceptive. She's also 8 or 7 at the time. So we had flown into Philly to drive to Ocean City because it was just better flights and shit. And we got a few hour ride to get down there. And she's like, Dad, what happened to his daughter? And I was like, And I already know in Santa Monica High, some poor kid just wanted a Percocet. I'm don't quote me on this, but I believe it might have been a football player or something, and he was in pain. He was just looking for something to get out of pain, and he got a fucking dirty pill and it killed him. So now they're starting to talk. Finally, they're starting to talk in the kids' school. I'm seeing NFL commercials have it, but I told her what happened, and I told her what it's called, and I was like, because now they're making them look like candy. They're making them look like everything, and you can get them on TikTok. My friend's mom showed me her teenage kids. Their friends are meeting a guy in a van at a park.
Jesus, yeah.
And all you have to do is reply with these certain icons, and they'll come and give you fucking pills. And you don't know if it's laced or not. You're just buying pills off some dude in a van.
We didn't have to worry about that as kids. It's crazy.
So I'm saying this is a new thing.
Now.
You can't. Like, I know we sound like old men, but it is not safe to do drugs now. It's not.
You never know what's in it.
And who wants to fucking test shit before they do it? You know what I'm saying? You got to do a test, and then, oh, shit, this had fentanyl in it. We would have died tonight if we didn't have this. Man, fuck that. So I told my daughter what it is. I've told her I explained everything. And now, also with everything I've gone through where I'm allowed to have cannabis, I've educated my daughter about cannabis and how it can be medicinal, and it's not. And alcohol is very different, and
alcohol's worse.
Yeah, way worse. And you don't fuck with. And there's also these pills because she sees these things come in the house. So my daughter's had to get an education on cannabis. That I told her, I said, you're about to get a cannabis education, and I bet you most kids in your school aren't going to get. So I've had to teach her about that. And when they say, your dad's a loser or whatever, he smokes weed, just ignore it. Just walk away. Don't fight or nothing.